Welcome back, pirates, to the Lucky Die in Kino. Previously, Greff curses the skies, Ivoris protects Baskin, Kaz parts the sea, and Suvi menaces with her acorns. The crew attempt to outrun the ship of the dead, but end up facing down the undead captain on Baskin's boat. After surviving their encounter, the crew hatch a plan for Baskin to captain the magical ship in order to reach the Moor of Clarity faster. Whilst getting the ship shipshape, Daisy arrives with a lich to answer some of Kaz's unasked questions. Who was the captain of the Ship of the Damned? Why does an undead captain have a star flower? And what answers can Emil provide? I guess you're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die in Kino.
Kaz, you find yourself face to face with an old-looking human male.
Great. I was still a lizard folk, wasn't I?
I think so, yeah.
I'm still in Vox form. Oh, God. New York accent, right? New York.
I'm walking here.
No, sorry, no, wrong.
Wrong character.
Wrong continent. Hi.
Hi. Greetings. And what should I be calling you?
Name's Vox. Nice to meet you, I think.
I am Emil.
So, I don't know what all anybody told you, but you being here is about as much of a surprise to me as I'm assuming it probably is for you.
Yes, quite. Actually, I had assumed I was coming to meet with Daisy's brother, and find that you're the quite more interesting person to talk with.
I don't know if I take that as a compliment or not, but okay.
It is.
Thank you, I think.
Greff. Yes, that's his name. I'm talking about you, not to you, Greff.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't in that room.
Greff, are you listening in again? Shoo!
I'm going to say that, Greff, you can't really hear anything unless they're like shouting or obviously trying to get your attention. It's all just rumblings with the ocean and shit.
No, I just, for a second, I thought I was in the room. Sorry.
Ivoris has come out of the captain's quarters or wherever, and he's like making his way, but he's trying not to interrupt, and he's just being quiet.
Greff tells me that you're a host of two deities.
Well, I don't know if I would say host, really. I mean, they're my friends, just... we talk.
You're quite lucky in that regard.
I am inclined to agree. Near to family for me, I mean...
That's good. A unique connection is required for what my friends and I are about to do.
Wait, you're going to do something to me?
Greff indicated that there is a potential for you to become an avatar, but that would require you to choose between them both. Is my summation correct?
Yeah, you pretty much got the gist of it. There is definitely, Vox is definitely, kind of fidgeting a little bit, trying not to be visible about it, but, little finger movements, kind of shifting of weight a little bit, just...
You're right to be uncomfortable. Nervous, even. Becoming an avatar is not an easy choice, especially, as it currently stands, there is only a theory about our survival after, and survival is not a guarantee. I do believe that there is an option to be an avatar for both, but it is a difficult path and not one that should be shared.
And you see his eyes, like, definitely look in Greff's direction. And then he looks back at you.
It is a path that should not be shared beyond those who already know of it. It would put the rest of us in danger.
Us. You're using a lot of us and we's, and I'm not sure I'm quite following.
As it stands, there are 7 of us who are looking to become avatars, for our gods to be able to take the fight out of our existence. For the gods cannot leave existence without our help. You would be in a unique position to be able to help 2 of them.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to pick between either of them, you know, just doesn't seem right. I'd feel bad. Both of them gave me gifts that I feel like I'd be kind of spitting in one of their faces if I picked the other.
I understand an avatar, mortal avatar to be exact. We have to have a unique connection with our deities. Being connected to 2 in the way that you are is unique enough. But I do warn you that the chances of survival are small, although being investigated. Have you heard of Soulfire?
Have I? I don't think we've really encountered it in Kino.
I don't think we have in Kino. Roll a history or an arcana, or you could argue any stat.
They're both +0s. Unless you're going to tell me that it's somehow a part of nature, in which case that I might know. Or religion. If there's religious
religion
connotation.
for sure. Yeah, religious for sure.
Okay, let's go with that then. Might be some religious connotation of your soul being burned for all eternity. Sounds very Christian, doesn't it?
Damned for all of eternity. Yes.
Just start playing the fucking, what is it, the Hellfire song from fucking Hunchback.
Fuck yeah.
I love that song. I love that song so much.
19 religion.
Yeah, this is something you would have heard of, maybe through the traveler's experiences. It's something that rings a bell, and it's definitely one of those, like, yeah, this is like, yeah, your soul being damned for all eternity. It is, you don't get to go to Bellum or Cicero. You don't get to hang out in the stalking forever. This is going to oblivion. This is not cool.
The void.
The void. Yes, very much so.
I'm aware of it. It's pretty bad stuff from what I understand, though my knowledge is probably not as expansive as yours, I imagine.
As I said, something we must risk. A friend of mine has persuaded me to look into how to survive it. We're getting there, but there is still no answers yet. Although, to be fair, there is only a low chance to survive the blissful eclipse anyway.
I mean, if it means I can protect this world and my friends in it and whatnot, then it's not really much of a choice, is there?
A friend of mine would very much agree with you. I, however, do not. I believe there is always a choice in the matter. That being said, the more help we can get, the better. It does paint a large target on you and your allies.
That's... And I think this is the one time where there's like a cynical smile on their face.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's going to be any different than we currently are. We kind of royally pissed off one of the servants of the Blissful Eclipse because of a whole thing with a cleric of previously Kellamvor that really does not like what we did.
You see him smile and kind of like close his eyes and nods. He kind of like, yeah, of course this tracks, of course.
We might have also pissed off Kells. I'm not really sure on that part. I don't know if they know about that part. I don't know how much that... I don't want to know. Just, that was a whole other thing.
Kells is a rather large player in all of this.
Yeah, so we learned with Dragon, and that was a whole thing.
Yes, so we gathered. There are a few rituals and spells, a few potions we need in order to create you a tether. For now, though, you'll need to merge your two faiths and religions into a single item or symbol. May I ask who your deities are?
I think in his head, they kind of... Is that okay, guys?
You get affirmatives.
It's the Traveler and Shantea. Kind of an odd combination, but when you do what I can do, it kind of makes sense.
It smiles.
I would recommend giving it some real thought, as if you're really willing to risk this. Apart from the low survival rate, if we do somehow manage to survive, no one really knows what will become of us. We could live forever or slowly burn our mortal lives away. We do not know. There wasn't much research of how long we live after considering the threat of soulfire. Consider if this is something you want to do, and...
You see him look down and smile and look back at you. He's got a very good read on you.
When, or if you say yes, call my name.
And he reaches into a pocket and he gives you over what looks like a very, very old small gold coin.
And to tell me what item best represents your deities together. And I shall help you start this path. Or one of the others will.
I don't think there's time for that kind of delay. If I'm not decisive now, then knowing myself, I'm probably going to take far too long to actually come to that decision again. Better for me to just say, I would rather better our chances. And if something bad happens to me, as long as we win, as long as the world, my friends, nature continues to thrive and grow, then I would rather that be the case. Even if I'm terrified of what results might come of it for me.
Then I will put you in touch with Demetria and Zarissa. They have similar fears. Let me know what the item is, and we will figure out how to make your tether. Something like this.
And he reaches into under his robes and he pulls out a necklace with a small onyx item on it, and it being of a detached hand with the infinity symbol behind it. And then he puts it back into his robes.
I don't even know where I'd start.
Call me tomorrow. Give yourself a day.
Okay. Thank you.
You may not think it now, but what you're doing is brave, foolish, and dangerous.
The last two parts I'm used to. Well, I say used to. I still don't like it, but the last couple weeks has been nothing but, so.
For us all, dear friend, for us all. Call me tomorrow and we'll start things for you. And good luck.
Thank you.
He nods his head once and he turns on the spot as if he's about to leave, and then very quickly turns his head back and he says,
You do understand what I said about talking to anyone beyond those who already know.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna.
Because if you do, I will end you before you begin. We've put too much into this for it to fail now because of those loose lips.
Got it.
Good. I'm glad we understand each other.
and he has a bit of a smile on his face, like he seems to have affection for you, or it could be all the undead around him. Who knows? With that, you see him.
Excuse me.
Oh,
You see him raise his hand. He's about to do some spell, and suddenly, he turns on the spot and looks over at Ivoris. Tips his head, looks at you.
We would be not wise to not ask if you've seen one of these before. And he does an illusion of the flower thing that we have a question about.
Oh. Oh!
Good job, Neil.
The space flower?
Yep.
Yeah.
Neo MVP right now.
Yep. Doing good.
I forgot. It's been a while. Good job, Neil.
Space flower.
Y'all really didn't want to bother, did Dara?
No. Because that would have cost
Good
us.
call.
You
Like 25 years or
boot
something.
me on the snoot for that one. You were like, no, Iris, no.
Bad.
We're leaving that alone. Quit.
Rolled up newspaper. No.
Can you make a persuasion roll for me, please?
I rolled a 21.
He looks at you first like, who the fuck do you think you are talking to me? And then he sees what you have. And he takes it a few steps over and he reaches to take the flower from you and you see him turn it over. You being really close to him, see that his eyes flash purple and they stay purple for quite a while as he looks at this. And he blinks once and looks back up at you with his normal human eyes and he says,
This is a star flower. It comes from the celestial plane. It is well known for its healing abilities.
Strange that a bunch of ghosts had it.
you see me tip his head and he says,
My friends also inform me that this can be turned into a potion to make lost things found.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's something. Much more than we had. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's quite rare and precious. Costs a fortune in the right markets.
and he turns around
one
and he
thing. I'm sorry.
see him dip his head and turn and look over his shoulder at you.
This is really awkward. I don't know how to put this not bluntly, but you seem to be the type that's good at moving souls around.
You see him
just gonna
turn
continue.
the rest of his body without turning his head any further.
Yeah. I'm just going to continue before that gets more awkward.
Spit it out, child.
I oopsed up and I have a ring on that I can't get off. There's a soul in it, and if I die, I go in there and he goes, I guess, poof, nowhere. And that's kind of bad for both of us.
He goes to oblivion. You want me to uncurse your ring?
Us in. Could you?
Yes, of course.
Oh no, but wait, that would. I want to make sure that the person in it isn't destroyed, and I think that.
Well, that makes it obviously much harder.
So I've been told.
I require a vase, and then he can go into the stalking. I can't get him a body.
Any vase.
Any vase, one worth at least 200 gold.
Okay.
You can ask your friend to call me when you have it.
Thank you.
And don't die before you find it.
Trying, but he looks around at all of their situation. Can't really stop doing what we're doing, so.
So I've been led to understand. Can I leave now?
Yes, yeah, thank you.
He strolls right past you into the captain's quarters, and he kind of pops his head around and he taps on the cupboard right next to where Suvi is, and he says,
You're the only other living person on board. Is there anything you want?
What? Hello?
Hello, my name is Emil. I am a necromancer, and everything seems to want something. Do you want anything?
Hi. Hello. I'm Suvi. Suvi Bubbling Pillicast of the Pillicast clan. So nice to meet you. So considerate of you to come talk to me. I think I nodded off here in the corner. I haven't touched the cloaks, I promise.
That's a good idea. At least one is cursed.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Do you know which one? Is it the blue one or the black one?
Oh, the black one.
Okay. Good to know. Would you know straight off what the blue one does? Maybe. perhaps?
No.
Okay, fair enough. You see, I have to do this ritual. Because we're going. Oh, I'm so confused. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
He goes and pulls out a chair from the table and just sits down, hands on his knees. It looks like he's had enough today, but he's still here.
I mean, he's being very patient with all this nonsense. Okay, so Suvi, as briefly as Suvi can explain, tries to explain what happened to her with her goddess and the ritual she doesn't know very much about and is expected to perform, or actually has agreed to perform. So I was just wondering if you had any sort of helpful hints for me. I'm focusing on my little baby octopus every morning and every night.
Mm-hmm. If you're heading to the Moor of Clarity, with the warning that magic there is unpredictable.
Yes, wonky, I think.
Multiple times.
Yes, that's one way of explaining it.
Yeah.
From the sounds of it, you're either to destroy or replace the Guardian there, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Wreck and scratch.
I would prefer to destroy if I can.
Well.
Yes. Helpful hints, maybe, on that would be good.
I would recommend speaking with the current Guardian on your arrival.
Sorry, the what? Guardian? What?
There is a Guardian at the Moor of Clarity. They are a person of responsibility in the world.
And you called it what? The what? Guardian?
A Guardian. I don't recall their name.
Okay. I thought you said Rakaka Guardian. Maybe I just woke up from a little nap. Yes, long day.
A long day indeed.
I was a ladybug.
Well, isn't that cute?
And with that, he kind of like stands up.
Okay.
He says,
Thank you so much for your help.
Just speak to the Guardian before you decide to destroy a very sacred place for magic. Or if you're going to replace them, please speak with them. Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay. Right. Yes.
and he just storms out of the captain's quarters.
Thank you. She sort of yells after him.
He just like waves a hand, storms right past Ivoris, and just goes to stand like 6 feet in front of Greff.
Ooh. Just a fucking death stare that even V
Suvi
is
follows
doing.
him out. Suvi follows him out. I'm just gonna say that because she's completely like, okay, what is going on with this person? So she will hear whatever happens now.
Just peering around the corner. Ooh.
I'm assuming Greff and which sister is it this here again? I always forget the name.
Daisy?
Daisy. Yeah. I'm assuming Greff and Daisy are like in some kind of a conversation, borderline on an argument.
She's like one comment away from pushing you in the ribs. Yeah, that's where you are. As just like, yeah, he just walks straight up and stands like 6 feet in front of you, just looks at you.
I'm telling you, that's why. Do you need to give him a lift home or something?
No, I don't require that. Anything else you need help with?
Did you help my friend?
Perhaps, in a manner of speaking.
Well, I'm glad you could help. Thank you so much. Can I do anything for you?
No, absolutely not. Never call or speak to me again.
You know what? Fair. Are you... You're him, right? From the stories?
What stories? There are many stories about me.
Greff looks to Daisy and then back to Emil.
Like, don't you put me in this.
If you have to ask which one of the stories, I have a feeling you know the stories.
Probably. I assume now I'm done. Good. Kaz, if you require anything, call me.
And with that, he goes, no matter who tries to interrupt him this time. He's gone.
He's been very patient.
There is a look. There is a look on their face as they look at Greff like, I didn't tell him my actual name. Did you? Okay, all right. Some of this god stuff's real fucking weird. Okay, I'm uncomfortable again. Okay. Okay, great. I'm gonna go inside.
That was very strange.
Everything about this is strange. Wait, Ivoris, you weren't listening, would you?
I was trying not to, but I was also trying to catch him, so, you know.
Please tell me you did not hear any of the things that we were talking about.
Mostly at the end, you were just talking about how important it was that no one knows about it, so...
Great, okay, good. As
Yeah.
long as that point is emphasized.
No, I wasn't trying to interrupt or eavesdrop.
Okay, so I
Wasn't
don't
dropping
know
no
what
eaves
you're
on us.
talking about, and probably I shouldn't. So that's okay. Are you okay, Fox?
No, not really. I mean,
Can I help you? She sort of pats his arm, if he lets her. If they let her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like,
Just
you're allowed. Like, they're not gonna...
yeah, just very sort of briefly.
I don't think this is something I'm allowed to get help with, because I don't think I can involve other people.
Yes, those things are hot. I understand.
I need to have a mental consultation. I'm gonna just go lay down.
Okay. Oh, don't
before
use
you
the
do-
black cloak as a blanket, because that's cussed.
The black...
Cloak, the black
Okay.
cloak in the cupboard.
I wasn't...
Don't use that. It's cussed. It's a very bad idea.
I don't like... Okay. All right, I don't like being here.
He could have uncursed it. He knows he could have.
Well, I'm sure many people could have
He
uncursed
offered
shit.
to uncurse a thing. Okay.
Well,
Um,
I think he was in a hurry. Hello, Daisy, because she's still here, isn't she?
Oh, yeah, she hasn't left.
And I met her last time, did I?
Yeah.
Can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Daisy.
You right, Suvi?
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the nicest of places to meet you
Oh,
folks, but hey.
your timing could not be more,
interesting.
yeah. Like we
Right.
just got here. I mean, we stepped on board the boat, and as soon as we did, you brought him here.
Look, I was just doing my big brother here a favor. I didn't realize that you'd be on the ship of the damned.
I mean,
What the fuck?
hey, if you were here like 2 hours sooner, you probably would have been fighting with us. So, I mean, that would have been cool.
That would have been helpful.
Ugh.
No, actually, it would have been...
I've been helpful.
They actually had it in the bag. They were actually shockingly efficient at dealing with them.
Well, I mean, you got 2 druids on a ship in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, we're going to be kind of efficient at it.
Suvi kind of stands up tall and is like, yay, I did a thing.
Definitely
You don't
did.
fuck with druids in nature.
Yeah, that's right. Like, most of the druids I've ever met have been super powerful. So what did you do, Greff?
Vox just kind of scuttles away at that one.
Emotional support.
That's all right.
Yes, that's right.
Emotional
I asked
damage.
Greff many times if I should do that spell or another spell. I don't know if I did that, actually. Very helpful. Anyway, yes.
Greff is absolutely going to take you up on that lie. Yeah, I helped. I orchestrated. I made executive decisions, planned.
Right before Baskin told you didn't have a say.
Ivoris?
Iris, not in front of that.
All right.
Well, I should probably go.
Huh?
So soon. Oh, say it ain't so.
It's almost like you don't want me here.
We're on the ship of the damned. I do not want you here right now.
Well, I don't want you here either, but you're staying.
I can't
Right?
leave, unlike you. Right?
I can leave. I
No.
should probably
Come on.
get back to the pillar anyway. I mean, if you don't want me here, I guess I'll just leave.
She's got time. We're stuck on a boat. They're trying to fix it. Come on. We can have a like tell me more about how the hell you met that guy.
Well, I was asking around about what you asked me to ask around about, and I spoke with some of Apella's other planeswalkers, and one of them put me in contact with a seer, and I spoke to them, and then they put me in contact with, they tried to put me in contact with a tiefling, but she was a bit too busy to deal with me. I think she was traveling with a friend of hers. And then they put me in contact with Emil, because a bunch of other people are super busy trying to like save their lives or some shite. And he and I met just outside of Falsum. He was working on a potion. And then he just said to bring him right here. So
You did this all for
it's
me.
a bit roundabout. Well, yeah.
Best sister.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm the best sister.
You know you have good competition.
Hardly. Hardly. I'm like the best sister you're ever going to have. And you are simultaneously the best brother and the worst brother.
You're the best sister, but not the most humble one.
Please, none of them have got math skills. No, I think I'm going to go. This whole boat thing making me feel very uncomfortable and a little bit queasy. So I'm going to go. I should probably go check on Apella and on Ma. So
Greff's gonna walk up to her. She's gonna just grab her hand with both of his hands, looks her straight in the eyes, and says, "Thank you.
yeah, right, you owe me.
Yeah. Come collect at some point."
She like throws her arms around you and gives you a big hug. And as she's hugging you, she disappears.
Ah!
Suvi tries to wave, but it's too late. Bye!
She sees you and does like half a wave as she's disappearing with a smile on her face.
I'm in the cabin having an existential crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
That good shit. Yeah, that good time. All right. What do each of you want to do now?
Well, Greff just kind of looks at Suvi and like, "Hey, you know those things you didn't hear anything about?
Yes!
Good news, bad news? Not that you would know, but like, if you had a gut feeling."
Did you see Vox's face? I'm saying, scary news?
Yeah, but like, you could get good scary news. Like, oh no, I inherited an army of skeletons and they all know magic. It's like,
Yes!
scary, but that's cool.
That would be very cool.
Greff looks around their current situation.
But also very, very scary. Suvi also looks around at the... Are they skeletons? Or are they just ghosts? I can't remember.
It's kind of a mixture of ghosts, skellies, ghouls, like a kind of mixture of all the above.
If it has the undead tag, it's a board.
Yeah, Suvi's really scared.
Well,
Baseline scared.
Yeah.
Of all of this.
Yeah.
And moves slightly closer to Greff because he's less scary. Okay. Yes, I get your point. Scary. Good, but scary. Kind of like this trip that we're doing. But I think the important part was that we shouldn't know about it. So, is Ivoris still there?
He's around, yeah.
Is he hearing us? Is he within earshot?
Are you having a conversation that seems private?
Suvi always seems to be having a private conversation.
Okay,
so...
then he's not trying to impede on conversations that he thinks are private, but he's still
Greff is putting no effort
around.
into like hiding.
No, Suvi isn't either, but apparently she seems to be anyway.
She's always so quiet
and she's so breathy, is what she is.
Mm-hmm. True.
That's what she is. But yeah, okay. Okay, so and she's not making any attempt that Ivoris is not hearing this. So I think Ivoris did understand a little bit. So does he look freaked out? And she turns and stares at Ivoris.
Greff and Suvi are staring at Ivoris.
Does he look freaked out?
It's hard to kind of tell. He's the whole like lizard thing. But it seems like a difficult topic from the little bit that I gathered. It seems like a very big deal. So can't be easy.
I'm sure it would be. Well, if they want to talk about it, if they want help, and even if they don't want help, we'll do our best.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm not really the one to lean on for like how to emotionally support people, but I would just check on him later, maybe.
Greff looks at you when you say like not worth emotionally leaning on. It's just like, bro, no, bro, you've been my pillar.
Does he say that, or is that just a look?
It's definitely a look. There's like a look of like the fuck, like caring look. I think is like like just a. No, you're good.
So Suvi has an awe face, but she doesn't say anything.
No, I think calling Ivoris his pillar would be a little bit more emotionally vulnerable than Greff usually is.
But he's thinking it to himself very loudly.
Mm-hmm.
And Suvi is picking up on this and is enjoying this friendship moment that she is observing.
Great. Let's jump over to the person in question.
Let's stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, bud?
Laying down on the floor, staring at the ceiling. There's a mental conversation happening.
Oh yeah, like as soon as you like lay down, you just hear like Chanter's like,
How you doing?
How the fuck am I supposed to connect you two? It's like night and day, and not in the way where it's like, oh yeah, two halves of the same coin. No, like you two are very different.
We do have our different ways, indeed.
How do I find something that is both of you? And then how do I don't... I mean, the rest of it's fine. It's not fine. I don't want to die. But it's fine. Doing all this for the right reasons, for my own reasons. I'm still very stressed.
I understand that. It's not easy what we're asking. And we don't really want to ask. I don't want to lose you. But if we don't, maybe everyone's lost.
Right. And I don't want that. If somebody else can cultivate a field of mushrooms, then I'd rather that.
Yeah. It's dangerous for us too. Not that they really know that. It could be dangerous to us too. A lot less, but it could be. We don't know what it's going to be like when we get out there. Or if we can meld back together, or what that does to you. But there's a lot of unknowns. The research was rushed.
I mean, look at the state of the world. I can understand why.
Indeed. Perhaps linking us into a single object. Boil us down to our cause, I guess. Nature, traveling. Maybe it's nothing to do with Food or plants. Maybe it's nothing to do with walking. Look around you. You have... How long did he say?
It was a day. They said it was going to be a day.
You have a day. Maybe something will strike you. Maybe it's something you already have.
I can't tell if you're talking in intentional riddles or if you're being genuine.
Of course he's talking in riddles. That's what he does.
Okay, great.
You can almost like feel him smiling. He clearly has an idea, but he's not going to drip feed that to you. She says,
If at any point you change your mind, it's fine. You have to know that.
I get it. I just don't like the alternative.
Nor do we much. Whatever you choose to link us together, I trust you.
Of course I trust him too.
I think that says a lot that I have the trust of gods.
And two of them.
And two of them.
Well, I think it's probably best that we let you get some rest.
Right, I'm sure you guys
It's been a
have
long day, then.
some prayers to answer.
Yeah, there are a couple of fields that need to be really grown. There's been some weird things happening with fields recently, and I kind of need to make sure that they get restarted and regrown. So, yeah, I have a fair amount to do.
There are a fair few folks that require some protection during their travels.
I imagine there's
Some
gonna
of
be an
them need
abundance.
Some of them require nudging onto a correcter path. Well, we'll see. Sleep well.
Spoilers, they don't sleep well.
spoiler alert.
They sleep not well.
At least no nightmares.
I would fucking hope not. I will make that
Then,
Ivoris'
job.
problem if so.
We do have to do that at some point.
Literally, it's going to be like, if any of us get a nightmare, it's going to be like waking up your mom in the middle of the night. It's just going to be, Ivoris,
We should
I had a
probably,
nightmare.
well, we should probably fulfill our promise to Dundar sooner than later. So
You god welched not deal. Fuck you.
If I become an avatar and I go fuck with the blissful eclipse, does that count?
Well,
Become the blissful eclipse's nightmare.
sounds like a nightmare to me.
Okay.
It's my own nightmare.
Yeah.
if you think that you can find anything at all to scare cows, I guess. But
Some would say we're already in a nightmare. We're on this ship of the damned with skeletons and horrible things.
we don't need that. No, it's not our nightmare. We don't. That wasn't the problem.
No. Okay, true.
I mean, I guess it can be.
The
A nightmare.
the ship itself, during the three of your conversation outside and your conversation with your deities, has begun to actually move now. The ship has repaired itself enough, and you see a lot of the crew are beginning to man their various stations. You can see that there are what looks like not one, but actually two first mates that are kind of flanking around where Baskin is, and you can see what is like a creature that just seems to have arms, turning the wheel. Yeah.
Wait, a creature that seems to
This
have
is the
arms?
evening.
What the hell?
Only arms.
Oh,
Arms and only arms.
hell.
Ivoris walks over to where Baskin is.
Yeah, like he's up on the deck, and you can see that there are a couple of folks hovering around him. He looks at you and has a very nervous smile on his face.
Everything going well.
Baskin is understanding the nuances of Baskin's new ship.
Okay. A minute alone. Kind of pulls him off to a quieter corner.
Baskin, as the captain of the ship, shoos the two first mates away.
Hey,
Yeah, he doesn't even need to move.
I didn't want to say it in front of them in case we wanted to not, let your absence on the ship be known, but I did set up that teleportation rune to go get your trusted help. If you want to still do that, I could take someone else. I don't know if it would be wise for me to show up alone, especially since this would be kind of like me letting the people on your ship know that I can just kind of be there at any point, and they might not really be comfortable with me yet. So
Yeah, he nods and he puts a hand very gently on your arm, and he says, Baskin wants to be able to ask for help if Baskin needs it, but after Baskin has spoken with my first mates aboard this boat, Baskin thinks this might be okay. But if Baskin needs help, or if Baskin needs to flee, Baskin will ask you.
Let me check the spell. Because I've already set it up.
Yeah, basically I'm just going to say it's there.
Okay.
That rune will not disappear. I'm going to say for the sake of brevity, you have that on board your ship and you can use that to flee at any time. It's like a temporary tattoo, I guess. It's there when you want it and you can get rid of it when you use it.
Okay. All I have to do is cast it in the same place every day for 1 year to make it permanent. Okay.
Well, let's not do that because
1 year. That seems so wild. You can't miss a single day.
Nope. That day you got too hungover. Bad idea, buddy. No, I'm going to say it's going to basically stay there as a temporary until you need to use it, either to flee or to go get someone. Like it will just be there.
Okay, well, if you're sure and confident with these people around, then yeah.
But Baskin, this ship of the damned has a lot of experience on it. Baskin needs to trust the first mates. Otherwise, Baskin may not have a crew that follows Baskin.
To be honest, I didn't necessarily think we were going to get someone to help operate the boat. I thought it was more like a safety thing. But I guess we're okay, so...
If Baskin's new boat... Baskin will be fine. Baskin will ask Ivoris if Baskin needs help. Baskin does not wish to risk his friends.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know.
Is Ivoris okay?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I need to go somewhere to find a very expensive vase. About as expensive as our boat that we have in tow here.
That's
right. A really,
why does
really
Ivoris
expensive special vase, I think.
Why does Ivoris need a very expensive
He wiggles
vase?
his fingers and taps at the ring.
Ivoris's ring wants a vase.
Well,
when you put it like that,
I guess, but not. Well, no. It's how I can get the person in there out and to the stalking, apparently, without destroying a soul or whatever.
Baskin understands.
Do you know about the recent visitor to the ship? Were you made aware?
Baskin nods.
Okay.
And he's like,
Yeah, it was
Baskin's
from
first mates.
advice
Yes.
from him. Yeah.
Baskin's first mates were in awe of Greff's visitor.
I imagine that came as quite a surprise to them as it did to us. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Other than that, I just need to kind of get us on to do, not us, like just those of us who made a deal with Dindar, onto fulfilling our thing. But we shouldn't
Baskin
be
understands.
a bother to you. So that should be fine. And I think everything's. I think I'm fine. I think.
Baskin is glad for Ivoris. Now, if Baskin is to get Ivoris and our friends to the moor, Baskin has to get back to work.
Don't overwork yourself. Call for us soon for a break.
Baskin will.
I just want to go talk with the others at the moment and get a plan for what we need to do.
He smiles and nods. You see the other two, the first mates, their ghostly forms, they kind of begin to float over when they sense that the conversation is nearing an end.
Yeah.
They
Ivoris kind of waves, like almost a thanks. He doesn't want to offend them to have requested to talk alone. So,
no, they don't really react in any meaningful way. But yeah, Baskin and the first mates and the helmsman or the helm's arms return back to work.
Okay, then I return to the quarters where we're at.
I think when you'll return to the quarters, there is obviously just like a Khazra Vox laying flat on the ground.
Does he look asleep yet?
No. Just
Okay.
like laying on their back, hands like steepled over their chests, staring at the ceiling.
Who else is in
Suvi
here?
has a very important thing to do. She might sort of conclude into bursting into this scene. She wants to make a cup of tea for Vox. So she sort of tries to find the galley. Is there a galley?
It's a fair question.
I love that you know the word galley. I love that.
I mean,
Well, the thing is, Suvi.
sure. It's a ghost ship.
Yeah.
But it had to have
They're all
once been a
super
regular
dead.
one.
Yeah. So surely there are some dried mushrooms somewhere, and somewhere you can boil a kettle so you can make him some mushroom tea.
So there would be a place that you
Surely.
could potentially like boil water in a galley, but there wouldn't be any supplies left because the ship has been underwater.
Right.
And yeah,
Okay.
they would not have restocked in the potentially hundreds of years the ship has been in operation.
You could steep that fancy
you could
flower we found. Starflower tea. Hey guys.
Would she? Starflower tea, yay!
Oh
Potion.
my
I think
god.
that's a potion. No, she doesn't do that. We had no supplies left, right? We had no food at all left.
I honestly don't remember. Do you guys not have any rations?
I have no idea why. I don't remember this. Where does this come from?
We have druids.
Okay, so I just listened to the most recently released episode, and we had no rations, and we had good berries.
Oh.
And then I think we just didn't have any rations left.
Is that the
maybe
most
we had-
recently released to the main feed or the one that was
Yeah.
recently released to Patreon?
Yeah.
That was on the way to the
Feed.
island, I think. No, it was when we were on the
Yeah.
island, I think.
So maybe we resupplied? I do not remember at all.
Surely there would have been a resupply with the boat, right? Because I gave you a healing potion, so yeah. I
did.
mean, the idea that they probably threw a few extra rations in, like, sure.
So would there be tea or dried mushrooms or both?
I'm going to say in the ration pack because I'm a Brit. Of course, there's tea.
Of course there's tea. Okay, good. Now, having spent a lot of time trying to figure this out, Suvi goes down to the galley and is very scared, and very carefully makes a cup of tea, and very carefully brings it back to the sort of, I think it was the captain's quarters or something,
right, yeah.
where we slept or could sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
And sort of very gently opens the door with her cup of tea in her hands. And maybe that is the moment that we just left. Perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Like, just after Ivoris has entered back in and whatever. Where's Greff?
Well, I was gonna say Greff is telling Suvi horror stories about Emil, like, children tales, but if Suvi's running around like...
You could have done that in the galley.
Yeah, I think...
You've just been following Suvi. Not any idea what Suvi's actually trying to do.
100%. Greff's just like, and then he'll come into your house if you don't actually put on the socks before you go to bed. He will come into your house and he will steal you the color from your toes and
This is very scary. She puts the kettle on. Okay, but I don't want to hear these scary stories. It's already scary enough here, Greff.
No, you don't understand how evil he is.
Oh my god.
Okay, I thought he seemed very nice. He was very nice. He listened to my story and he liked the baby octopus. He said it was cute. He said I was cute. Oh, it's boiling. And she pours water into the cup and adds some tea leaves.
And I'm pretty sure I heard a story about where he made a pile of corpses so tall that the next town over
you can tell me on the stairs, Greff. We're going up
he
now.
even arrived.
Okay, I'm not listening. Okay, I can't hold my ear. I can't plug my ears because I have to carry this mug.
Yeah, and I think...
Greff, what is your source?
Mama Greff made it the fuck up.
This tankard of tea, that is too scary.
Yep, you make it
ye olde times.
tea unspilled to the captain's quarters where Ivoris has just entered and where Voxcaz is lying on the floor.
Okay, so Suvi very gently walks over to Vox and says, Vox, I made you some tea, and she sort of plonks it down next to him and then backs away.
Yeah. Thank you. Doesn't even pick up the head, just kind of reaches over, grabs it, and just dumps it down their maw.
That's probably warm.
Suvi's taking out her whittling knife and whittling something from her branch while we're talking.
I mean, he came and he left, and as far as I can tell, he kind of ice walks. He did no permanent damage.
Yeah, I don't think that my soul has been tampered with. What about you, Vox? How are things?
Oh, just
Okay.
the usual.
Yeah.
You've had anxiety once, you've had it 1,000 times, am I right?
I guess.
All right, I'll just ask if you're not going to tell us. Good news or bad news?
Yes.
Skeleton army, maybe?
What?
What?
Oh, so that's a no then. Okay, that's a relief.
That's not really in my purview. That's not really a...
It's a
come on,
saying
you know,
wrong
this
from-
druid. That's not really a thing. Well, I mean, I guess
No,
some druids
exactly,
technically
sir.
could, but
Oh, not you, I think, and not me. No, very scary skeletons.
But,
I
seriously, Vox,
I can't tell you. For the safety of myself, absolutely myself, probably all of you, and a fair few other people, apparently. I can't be saying things.
there's a sly grin that crawls across Greff's face when you say that. He's like, okay. Gotcha.
I don't like the way you're chuckling.
Is it because the last time you said something? a lich was brought to the ship. Is that why? Is it that kind of like a precaution?
Well, no, but I mean, now that you bring it up, that is a fair point that I hadn't originally considered, but now I'm considering it. So yeah, no.
If Emil would have just told you no, you could have told us that. You didn't get a straight no, and I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad there's a
He
possibility
seemed
for you.
very, very helpful. Like he wanted to be helpful.
Called me interesting.
Yeah, I had a question for him, and he seemed rather nice, surprisingly, so...
Okay, you were clearly not listening to the stories I was telling Suvi. Okay, to catch you up.
No?
Sylvie was not listening to the stories either. Because, very scary stories. Don't listen to the stories. Don't tell the stories again. I can plug my ears now. No, I can't.
Have you considering plugging his
Stop
mouth?
telling stories.
Impossible.
That's a good... do you want some tea, Greff?
Ooh, yes.
Okay, Suvi goes down and makes some tea for Greff.
Oh,
That's a very polite way of saying shut the fuck up.
Now you can talk without Suvi hearing. Maybe that will help. I don't know.
No, I'm still not saying shit.
Speaking of scary stories, we should fulfill our bargain with Dindar sooner than later. Does anyone have their intended... the word is nasty, but target in mind at this point?
I'm not sending it to anybody else. I'll bear the brunt of it.
That's not the agreement that we had, and that's not necessarily how this works, because unfortunately, you cannot give yourself a nightmare. You have to be there, which means you have to be awake-ish.
I believe Tendar said that they would suffice with tormenting me if I didn't do what they said. I don't believe that's what they want, but I think that would make them happy enough.
That was one of the options if literally we didn't make the deal that we made. And I'm going to be honest, Greff, it was a much worse option, because you don't want to remember the nightmare. Us doing this to other people that we know and them forgetting is harmless in the long run. It's what I did as a child for years to get away from guilt of doing what the auntie wanted me to do. They won't remember it. But one of us remembering it, that could change us. Now, I understand why the bargains that Dindar gave us, the deals kept getting worse, and I know that you couldn't really see that. But I kind of get it. I know what Dindar is getting out of this, and it's hard to explain because it's not the nightmare itself that Dindar wants. Do you understand that, Greff? Dindar has plenty of nightmares. Mentioned it actually to me. Plenty fed right now. Our nightmares that we're giving Dindar aren't hardly a snack. What Dindar is getting out of this is kind of like I have an understanding with Dindar that gives Dindar a bit of power, I guess. If you remembered the dream, you'll wish that Dindar had been there, and you will understand Dindar's purpose in the world. If you witness a tinge of it happening to someone else, and Dindar comes and alleviates them of the thing that you've done, then you understand Dindar's place in the world a little better. Either way, Dindar gets out of this with more people who have a better understanding of Dindar and her place in the world. Dindar just wants people to understand, I think. That's what Dindar gets out of the deal.
On that, Suvi enters and quietly gives tea to everyone and shuts up. And listens.
Remembering it was a far worse option. And not the deal we made. Because of that reason.
Before I argue anymore, V, am I misremembering? I thought we had a choice.
To either put it on yourself or put it on someone else?
Yeah.
Both offers were made. We declined them.
Yeah, both offers were made. Correct. You made the offer to put it on to someone else because, as Neil states correctly, if it's on you, you will remember it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, Ivoris kind of tried to nudge us away from that. You really didn't want anyone else to like bear this. And I was like, it's not really like that.
So we like,
I might be able to arrange it to where you can choose me if that makes it easier for you.
no, I
was just going to say maybe we give them to each other.
I'm sure,
That's horrible.
I'm sure Dandar will just give us some nightmares at that point. My experience with the gods is they don't think it's cute when we try to be clever.
Okay, so shall we give it to a really horrible person then? Kels?
Let's just all give it to
Right?
Emil.
I wouldn't recommend
He was
doing that one.
nice. He was nice. He called me cute.
If you're confident that your imaginings can haunt such a person as either of those people, then I guess, but also it's not wise that you try, because if you don't succeed, they will know that you were there, possibly, if you're not able to hide well enough in the dream. They might become lucid to the fact that you were there.
Suvi looks deflated.
All right.
Don't forget your tea. It's right there.
Greff grabs the
perfect.
cup, takes a big gulp from it.
Suvi looks happy.
So when do you want to do this?
I have an idea.
Okay.
I think I know who we could give ours to. Well, except I don't think Suvi'd be able to. Was Suvi part of the deal? I don't. Technically, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that might be a little bit hard for Suvi to do. I'm sorry, but the rest of us. What about the assholes that are still part of the initiative? The other team, the jackasses that were giving us the side eye and everything.
You know what? I have their character sheets right here.
That sounds like they're in a boat following our boat.
No. So
Another ship of the damned.
no. So I have a lucky die NPCs for Roll20, so you guys don't see what I roll, or basically I CBA shit. And yeah, I have the three of them.
I mean,
But I can't give a nightmare to someone who I don't know about, right? It has to be someone that I'm familiar with.
It should be someone you know, yeah. I mean, maybe you could
crap.
hijack one of them, one of the others going in, but like...
I could piggyback onto...
double nightmare.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. And neither does Suvi, so... Hey.
It is a possibility, Kaz. However, the reason that it's preferable that you know them quite well, actually, in this case, is that you need to figure out their weakness, their fear, to be able to cause the nightmare to snowball well enough that Dindar accepts it.
Wait, does Kaz even know the other Kit 4 team?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Aron?
Well, Aron did, but you have to remember that Kaz also worked with Adnilov for a very long time.
Right, yeah, good point, yeah, good point. Yeah, definitely.
It might be more difficult versus going after someone who I know a little bit better than that. The people that we used to do nightmares on in the Auntie camps, we would do it to them repetitively and get to know what works and what doesn't. And it might be more difficult if you don't know the person. That's all.
I mean, personally, I know someone else that could be a good option, at least for me, but I don't know how I really feel.
As long as they can do with a restless night, that's all that really counts.
It's just a restless night. We're not painting a target that Dendar's suddenly going to start fucking with them constantly.
No, Dindar wanted one dream. From each of us, but one dream each. This wasn't a repetitive thing, and Dindar doesn't cause nightmares herself, really. Or necessarily interfere with people that much, to be honest. There's kind of just plenty of nightmares already happening most of the time that Dindar is okay. It's actually quite a bold thing that we asked. Because we asked Dindar to go and cause nightmares to someone else. That's not what Dindar does.
Okay. I have somebody that I can do on my end.
All right. Suvi, do you have somebody?
No.
Ooh, I've got one
I
for you,
don't.
Suvi. Greff walks over to you with his cup of coffee and sits down.
Tea.
Cup of tea.
It's
sits
tea,
down.
Greff. It's tea, Greff.
All right.
You have quite enough caffeine in you.
All right. Let me get my character sheet. All right. So, imagine the biggest tosser you could ever imagine. He's yellow.
Right.
He's got one horn, and he looks like an idiot. And Greff's gonna go into detail describing Ennis.
Yep.
The one
Ennis Athena.
Yep. And he's just like, all right, so he has a sister that he's looking for that he can't find. So like lean into that. And he fucked up big. Like he doesn't have any of the stones anymore. So like imagine like maybe he can get the stone, then take the stone away, and then like have like a tiefling with like 18 horns mock his single horn. Like just go nuts with it. Just.
He might be scared of Kells punishing him for losing the stones.
Oh. To see. Oh.
Greff looks at Ivoris and just goes like, "You're good at this." Oh, of course.
Wow.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. I'm not sure that would work because I never met this person, but maybe because you know, Greff, I sort of like everyone I ever met. Is that strange?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not too fond of the skeletons outside, but I'm sure they have good qualities. I just haven't met them properly.
Yeah, I've kind of gathered that this is not your vibe, and I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciated your willingness to work with Dindar on this, because I know it can be a lot.
Yeah, but thanks.
Yeah.
I want to take my share, you know. We're working together now, so I want to make sure I do my part.
Well, thank you for your trust in this kind of questionable situation that we've put you in.
Now everybody can join me in being an anxious wreck. I get to double up on it tonight, apparently.
Ennis. So me, Karin, wants to Google him, but that's... I'm like, okay, I'm going to send email to this person. I need to get a picture. My brain is doing weird stuff.
Wow,
Right.
very far down the rabbit hole. I love it.
Yep. But I'm sort of picturing him. Cool.
Dope. All right. shall we get this nightmare roller coaster on the road? Great. Love it. All right.
Enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm. Neil.
Mm-hmm.
You're the conductor of this train.
Okay. Ivoris sets you down and begins the beginnings of setting up all this stuff and runs through everything with you and makes sure that you know everything and just reminds you when it starts to get really bad and Dindar comes, it's usually safest to leave immediately, but you might say hi. You know, just get out. It's not difficult to get out. You'll be able to do it rather easily. I don't need to really guide you on that, but just don't let your curiosity get the better of you. That's pretty much it. It's just dangerous.
Just think, get out, and you're out?
Yes, it's dangerous for your sanity to stay and watch. And remember, they will forget the entire dream. So, no hard feelings and no knowledge that you were ever there.
No, but I will remember what I made someone, what I put someone through, right?
It's not a nice thing, I know. But, you know, Yanti and Dindar had this strange relationship where they didn't really care about niceness. And Dindar, while I wish that she wouldn't, was very willing to just accept the offerings. It empowers her. Dindar's probably more of a big picture person than to care about individuals as much. So, hard to know and hard to really judge gods. But it is what it is. And ultimately, it's for a greater good. Because without Dindar, we would all be pretty fucked. So, just remember that. Try not to let this weigh on your guilt.
All right. So, for each of your nightmares, I need the target name. And I will let you know. And then we will figure out what role it will be to figure out how much of an offering to Dendar it shall be. Ivoris, who are you targeting?
I'm gonna go to Adnalov.
How could you?
We all chose Adnalov. Damn it!
Just wait. We all just meet there. Damn it!
Oh hey, crazy running
Guys!
Suvi, how do you know at the lock?
What the fuck are you all doing here? Okay.
And then we all go to the pub. Anywho.
And the pub just serves like stale beer.
And the floor is sticky.
Okay. What's the gist of the nightmare?
Plot twist. I'm not going to do a nightmare. I'm just going to visit this one. And I'm going to do mine after everyone else is done. I just want to visit.
You're terrible.
Oh my god, you're such a dickhead. Absolute dickhead.
I can give you my real target, but it'll be
yeah, that's
okay.
what I want, dude.
Okay, well,
but yeah, you can visit Adnalov, that's fine.
Okay, do you want that now or like afterwards?
We'll visit Adnalov afterwards, that's totally fine. I just want to get the crux of what it is that y'all are doing. I don't think we need to go in depth because I think it's quite fitting that Dendar eats those nightmares. So we can just have like the person and the topic and we'll figure out how good that is from there.
Okay.
So who actually targeted?
Oh, my actual target. Well.
Yes.
Okay. You remember?
Pick Greff.
You remember the dragon?
Which one?
Wow.
The one that I know.
We just know the rat.
Oh, Daruk.
The one that I know is scared of Yanti and has probably a pretty big trigger on that.
Oh, neat.
Go big or go home, V. Like I'm trying.
No. It's not that. It's not that at all. You go to connect with Daruk. He's dead.
What? We got a confirmation that he was alive. I asked someone.
Yeah, but as of this day, because the Dragon Seekers game just happened, he's dead.
Of course.
He literally died in their second episode.
Oh my god, of course.
Aww.
He's dead.
He wasn't a good dragon, Suvi. Stop it.
But it's a dragon. And he's dead.
I'm so sorry, Neil. It was a good choice, but he's super dead.
All right, well, Tauri.
If Suvi finds out, she's devastated. Anywho.
You're aiming for Tauri.
What did Tauri do? Damn it. Tauri knows that we were chill.
I know, but I can't. I cannot
goodness.
say.
Yeah, you don't connect with the red dragon, and then you just go for Tauri, and it's just angry Ivoris going, "What did you do? What did you do?"
I mean, if you really want to go fucked up, Tauri is a good target because you know the weaknesses.
Let me think about it then.
Yeah, then we will circle back to you. Let's go with Greff. Who are you targeting?
The cleric of the Blissful Eclipse.
He already has nightmares coming at him from Denda.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I
what's the
add
deal?
to it.
That's literally... You know what? I'll take it. Fine.
I want to join the party. No.
I'm going in there, and I'm just gonna fuck with him. I'm just gonna replay him, like underhand throwing the emphasis, the alchemist stone to us again and again, just like and it gets bigger and glorious. Like first it's in the little dungeon, then it's out in the yard, and another one he's like throwing it to a little child that grabs him like thanks, and then it gets bigger and bigger. He's in a stadium and he throws it and everybody's booing at him. I keep making it dumber and bigger, just like
he does the pitching thing where he throws it at someone with a bat and it just knocks it out of the park.
Yep.
Off it goes.
And Ivoris is there in the state, like he's in the seats, and he grabs the home run. And the cleric gets to run a fucking like circle. Yeah, I fucked it up. Look at me go.
You know what? I'm gonna say that Denda is more amused than this is not the scariest nightmare that has ever been put forth. But that this is certainly amusing and quite annoying. That is successful, has been accepted.
You've just described Greff in all of his person. Amusing and annoying.
But acceptable.
Acceptable. Oh, fuck me, that's funny. All right, let's go for Suvi.
Right. So thanks to Greff, I'm going for Ennis Athanar.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Because Suvi has literally not met a person that she couldn't find a redeeming quality in.
Aww.
So,
Suvi's too pure for this world.
I mean, yes. She understands that there are evil people, but yeah, no, she hasn't met one and she doesn't know anything damaging about one.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work. So what she does is she sets it up so it starts as all his dreams have been fulfilled. He's found his sister. He's the reigning person of whatever town. Kino? I can't remember.
Shawana.
I wrote a whole story about this. Now I can't remember. About his sister. But anyway, so and Kels has succeeded. And he has helped, and she is about to award him whatever his heart's most desires. And just at that moment, everything falls apart. His horn falls off onto his big toe.
Oh.
Yep. and pierces it. Kels starts strangling him. And they fall into one of those Lord of the Rings-esque wrestling matches into an abyss.
Oh.
And this just continues forever.
All right.
So basically, he is being eaten by Kels forever, falling into an abyss.
I love it. That is definitely a more successful nightmare. And Denda very much appreciates the build-up, and then to a fall of a villain. She likes the poetic justice.
Cool.
Who's the other one? Kaz.
Hi.
Sorry, Vox.
So, we never gave a name to the NPC, but I think it's very fitting. Kaz is going to target the village elder from his home.
Yeah.
And I don't know if many people really picked up on it, but part of Kaz's backstory very heavily draws inspiration from the old witch hunts. So I think the nightmare is going to dig into that concept of everybody is trying to find if their neighbor is a heretic, worshipping something else, dark magic, that whole thing. And I imagine it's like there's been a big gathering in the town center. There's some sort of major revelation that needs to be shared, and then it ends up being that the elder is up in front of everybody, and then suddenly the crowd is calling that the elder is actually like the traitor in the village, that they're worshipping another deity other than the traveler, and it becomes a whole thing where they get attacked and run out of town, much like a certain someone did.
Nope, I think that's perfect. Yeah. Dendar very much appreciates you targeting someone with something that is obviously personal to you, and something that they would also be quite afraid of, having been the perpetrator of it. That is one successful nightmare. It's good.
Don't feel good about it.
All right. No, it's, as mentioned, necessary evil. This is the bargain you made. All right, Ivoris.
Okay. Well, I think it would be very funny to target Daka. Is that her name? And
Dalka?
The tabaxi. And just like the nightmare be, we don't leave her alone ever, and we just follow her and keep needing small favors. Well, I think that's very funny. I'm not gonna do that because it's probably smarter. I'm gonna do Aulis.
Oh,
and this is a strategic move.
Mm-hmm.
The way that he sets it up is whatever is happening in the dream currently is interrupted by Adnilov saying, come on, we gotta go wherever we're going. When they get there, he puts Aulis in a room with Kels, and Adnilov shuts the door behind them, betraying Aulis and dipping because, like, you tried to kill me. Like, I'm out. And I'm locking you in there to deal with this mess that you know. And this is very much a test on Aulis to see how he reacts. And if this does kind of trigger a nightmare, or if he's just like, oh, well, hey.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, we're best friends or whatever, you know?
Let me dip into Arlis's character sheet and Arlis's character notes that I have. Because obviously Travis isn't here to answer his own question. Arlis attempts to be friendly with Kels, and Kels is friendly back. They have a polite conversation, but you get the distinct feeling that he is very unsure and scared and worried for his life. And you then see her throw a hand out, and you see like these puppet strings appear. And then you realize that Arliss is now being puppeted through his existence, where he starts to kill faces and names of people that you don't recognize, people that you would know because you're watching him that he is close to, or people that he has ties to. This definitely activates a nightmare where he is not in control of himself and is a puppet of Kel's.
Okay. Ivoris stays long enough to watch that and get that confirmation that Arliss is not a traitor in this moment, in this instance with Kells, and that Adnilov is not with someone that's unsafe in this moment.
Good.
Kind of gives Dindar a wave because he's probably hung out long enough to...
It's like the two of you sitting back drinking tea from another room. She appreciates the use of this as a tool, and thanks you for your devotions. Alrighty then. You have all successfully paid off your toll to Dendar.
Woo.
Suvi also waves at Dendar very quickly before exiting. Very scared, very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. That was all right. I'll make sure that affects what's coming up next for the ones that you will probably come across. Alrighty then. Morning 105. It is snowing quite heavily out at sea. There is a fierce wind, which is going in the exact opposite direction of where you want to be going. But this is the ship of the damned, and 0 fucks are given on this account. The ship has been traveling at very fast speed overnight over the course of what y'all have been doing. And you wake up not feeling massively refreshed because you basically had to work. But other than that, you've all managed to get your long rests and whatever else you can do to like regain whatever it is you need to do.
Do I get to visit Adnilov?
Yes, I do apologize. I've forgotten
okay.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Let's go hang out with Adnilov.
He pops in and immediately makes his presence known because he's not there for any reason.
She is lying on a beach and the sun is quite warm and she's just sunbathing. There is not another soul around her.
Well, glad I'm not here to ruin this. Don't know how I could.
Oh. Ruin what?
Your dream.
Oh, you...
Don't wake up.
She like reaches over and pats the sand next to her. She goes back to lying back and being tanned. It's like, pull up a sand. And like as she does that, like a towel just appears for you to lay down.
So you're alive?
Quite all right. Yes.
How are things?
They're going well. We've managed to get many of the former assembly leaders together, and they seem to be quite happy taking my direction. Arliss has been useful.
Good. Do give him my apologies for the restless night that he is currently having.
How... Do you know what? I don't want to know.
I owed a favor.
Of course.
A rare instance.
Are you all doing okay?
Well, I think you'd be rather surprised at where we are, but...
It's probably best I don't know.
Right. We're fine for now. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So the organization of the assembly is going well, then?
Yes, we're drawing together the resources and information and sources needed to take down the initiative, even if we can't take down Kells.
Okay.
And we've also had a preliminary invitation to a world conference I'm not really sure how to phrase it, actually.
Was it the one on the island that we just...
No, well, yes and no. There is a island in the Singing... Oh, shit. Is it the Singing Waters? Yes. There's an island in the Singing Waters. It's kind of to the east of Kino. Many of the world leaders from Discora and the Okath Isles and a place called Giata. I'm not really sure. We're going to talk about the fact that the treaty is broken and what we're going to do moving forward. It's some distance off, but if all things go well, myself or Baraka should be going.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound terrible.
I don't think it is. Provided, of course, that we live that long, and hopefully we should have taken down the initiative by then.
Well, if you get bored and want to kill someone, we could sure find someone and use some help, but honestly, probably best not to put your necks in here with ours on this one.
I would actually much rather be with you than doing what I need to do now, but I think my skills better suit here. I'm not quite the spry assassin I used to be. And she lifts her hands, and you can see that she has both hands in her dream.
Well, if you want an afternoon away in a box to visit, it could be arranged.
I'll find a way of letting you know if I need a distraction.
Sure. Well,
now, and she kind of like leans back and she like lifts her hand across her eyes to create some shade. The towel underneath you disappears. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to get back to this.
Yeah, here you go. And he puts an umbrella in the...
Yeah, that's fine. That's cute. I love it.
Enjoy the rest of your dream.
Very well.
Good to see you.
Give my best to the others.
Of course. And off he goes.
And with that, yep, off you go. The next morning.
Snow.
Who wants berries?
Morning of 105.
Haha, we've overtaken the Dragon Seekers by one day.
Yay! Yeah, it is heavily snowing. Your collection of good berries goes round well with your small alive team. The undead folks don't seem to have stopped working or particularly care about eating because they don't need it.
Wait, who's spending the spell
The
slot?
ship is going.
Are we doing a double whammy of soy sauce and mushrooms or whatever it was?
That's not efficient. We need to be efficient now. Roll off. Roll a d20, let's go. Wait, is higher better?
Wait.
Is higher better or lower?
Yeah, I was about to say.
In D&D, it's better to roll higher, so...
Okay. See, it's been so long I didn't even remember how to do this.
/R space
Don't make
d20.
me. Okay, I'm spending the spell slot and the good berries taste of soy sauce. So there you go.
Nice.
Umami.
Yummy.
I miss it when we used to have mushroom and soy sauce.
We gotta conserve the spell slots, okay? You never know what's gonna happen.
There's also tea. You
I
know,
do like the tea.
there's tea. Good. Right.
In this early morning, as you'll wake up, you see that left wrapped in salt, and you actually see that someone has fished something up for all of you, but you're not sure if it's 100% edible. They're trying for those who want more than just good berries.
Okay, Suvi's staying very clear of whatever that is.
Yeah, it's a fish. You don't know if edible or not.
Baskin would know.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, I think... yeah, I think Greff's holding it. Sees Baskin and just like drops it on the deck again, like... Should I wash my hands?
Yeah, he nods very slowly that you should probably not eat that fish.
So, a very important question. Is the snow sort of staying on the deck of the ship? Can I play in the snow is my question.
I'm afraid not. It's not really settling on the deck. I mean, it is coming down quite hard, but it is not laying at all.
Too wet.
Oh.
But yeah, too wet, too salty. Alas.
I have an important task this morning.
Yes. Essentially, what I'm going to say is, on a day 105, you do not reach your destination.
Right.
So you may do whatever you wish.
I have a riddle to solve.
Yes, you do.
Kaz doesn't like riddles.
Well, you won't involve us, so good luck with your riddle.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to share or not.
Unimportant stuff.
Well, he did say that you couldn't share it beyond those who already knew. And since Greff asked for help, you would assume that Greff knows as a minimum.
But I assume that the process should not be shared.
Yeah, that's probably a good assumption. Like mentioning that you're doing something, mentioning that, yes, you're probably or may not be doing this is probably fine. But going, oh, hey, I'm about to drink a bunch of potions and cast a bunch of spells. And I'm about to... The actual process itself, probably step by step, probably not. But like generalizations, you're probably fine.
Yeah, better not to. So, I mean, for the rest of y'all probably see Vox just like fucking pacing all across the deck of the ship, below deck, the captain's quarters, like looking, but not seemingly having an idea of what to be looking for.
Suvi gives him more tea.
Takes it and is drinking while walking around.
Yep. That works.
All right.
Someone gives Suvi a flask so that she doesn't keep spilling the hot tea over her hand.
Just gives her a big glove.
They give you like a couple of these like different sized flasks, like from really small ones to like pretty big ones, so that you don't like hurt yourself when you're wandering up and down the ship and it gets a bit rocky.
Right. Yes. Suvi makes use of those. And yeah.
All right. I think I want Greff to go bug Baskin.
Okay. Yeah. Let's stick with Vox though, because Arch mentioned first he actually had a thing, so let's do that first.
Okay, sorry.
V, I'm gonna let you decide how long it takes before I fucking figure this out. I don't know if you want me to roll like an intelligence check or some shit, or like a nature or a religion. Religion
would be a good one, but you could also choose the symbol yourself.
Well, I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to make it so obvious. Because
Gotcha.
I don't want to just meta and be like, oh, it's this thing, because I know what the thing is.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, we'll get to that point, but I just want to be fair.
Yeah. Let's say... Yeah, roll a religion check. I think that's probably your best bet.
Okay. 19. That's the second 19 for religion.
Yeah. I mean, pretty religious dude.
God's involved in all that, you know.
Yeah, God's involved, 2 of them. Could argue there should always be advantage, but I'm not going to allow that argument. Yeah, I mean, you get up first thing, you do the morning rituals or whatever it is you need to get through to get yourself up and about. It probably takes a good part of the day. I mean, the snow begins to like clear off sort of mid-afternoon. And then kind of as the sun begins to come out, it's still bloody chilly and bloody cold because it's the winter now. Yeah, probably before sunset is when he'd probably have an epiphany on what it is.
Are the clouds clearing up?
Yeah.
I think that's where it happens then. I think as the sun is beginning to set and like on the distant horizon, there's that darkness starting to show, and with it, obviously far beyond it. I feel like Vox is just kind of like leaning against the railing, like puzzling over everything, and then as the night sky starts to slowly show itself, there's kind of like a moment of, oh, fuck my life. Okay. And for anybody that's around, y'all see Vox like fucking storm into the captain's cabin again. This time clearly on a mission.
Yep, very much so.
And I think Vox is just going to make a beeline right over to where the star charts are.
Yeah, they're pretty much as you left them. Like, they still have the scrolls on them. They still have, like, whatever information has been, like, written in the margins. Not that you'd necessarily be able to understand it. And probably the Starflower is probably very close to it. I don't know if any of y'all would have taken it or just left it on the nightstand still. But yeah, everything is still there.
I think they just, like, grab the flower and kind of hold it up to the light. And then mentally just, okay, so hear me out. I think this is it.
Yeah. Well.
It is a plant.
And it does have, like, the whole Northern Light thing going on.
It's from another place. It's directly connected to, assumably, the stars and everything involved in it. And that is a form of travel, is navigation by stars. The night sky and everything.
I think it's really fitting.
It's kind of poetic.
Yeah. And the flower does heal, and it does help to find lost things, which is also sometimes what you do when you travel. It's
a good choice.
Okay, right. I guess I need to go call Emil. Think somebody else needed him too, though?
Yeah, Iris is going to go do errands to see if I can get...
I know we just...
sync our Emil meeting up.
Okay, yeah. So it was Ivoris. Okay, I didn't know if it was Ivoris or Greff. One of the
it was
two
Ivoris,
of you that
yeah.
needed.
It was definitely Ivoris.
Okay.
Greff never wants to see Emil again. That motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker!
He's straight out of his, like, childhood nightmares. Like, genuinely.
The boogeyman.
Yeah. You are definitely able to call Emil, and we will catch back up with Emil and with Vox when we have caught up with everyone else for the day. Anyone else have any errands for the day?
I do. Does someone want to go first?
I was gonna annoy Baskin, so...
You're welcome to.
I was going to follow you when you annoyed Baskin, so we can do that together.
I'm gonna let y'all know before I go. So, yeah, we can meet however which way. So
we'll go and annoy Baskin, and then we'll catch up with Ivoris.
Greff.
Real back time.
Greff, just like after waking up, having some soy and tea, deciding not to eat the poison fish, ends up going up to Baskin, and yeah, Suvi, you're following.
Yeah, Suvi's just kind of catching you on one of her rounds of tea handling and going,
okay.
Oh, I was going to go talk to Baskin. Is that where you're going? Can I join you?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
I was just going to ask him about boat stuff.
Yeah, yes, me too.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you rock your way up to where he is. He's with the arms around the helm. Neither of the first mates are up there. They seem to be off doing their jobs, whatever that may be. You know for a fact that he came and went to sleep. Like, he did get a good night's rest, and he does look more comfortable than he did the day before. He's trying to ignore the fact that everything is dead and that the helmsman is just a pair of arms. He's doing his best.
That's very freaky.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Greff.
Greff, Suvi.
Yes. hello. How are you today? You right?
Yes, Baskin rested well, surprisingly.
Oh, good.
Ivoris didn't keep you up?
Ivoris. Besides, you're all sharing the same room, Greff. You're just guessing.
I was busy.
Hey, I was asleep. Like
I was chaperoning you and then doing my nightmares and then doing an additional dream. I was spell casting all night.
Is that what the kids call it these days? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Baskin just gives you a very hard look when you say that. And then he says, Baskin slept while Ivoris was doing spells.
Yes, right. I was wondering, Baskin. I'm not sure. Can I be useful to you in this on this strange ship? I'm not quite sure what to do here. Do you need anything?
Baskin kind of just like looks around and he looks back down at you and he says, Baskin's new crew is efficient. Suvi would be best suited to ensuring the well-being of the living.
Right. Okay. Good. That's good.
Ship is unsettling for many.
Yes, I would agree to that. Me too.
So morale is very important in this situation. If Suvi can make sure the well-being.
Okay. So far, my only idea is tea. If you have more ideas, then
he smiles and like taps the flask that you probably gave him fairly recently.
Yep.
Yep. He smiles and he says, Baskin has been finding the warmth of the tea comforting compared to the cold of the ship.
Yes, I thought. Okay, well then, I'll just bustle off and make more tea then. But let me know, Baskin. I could, I don't know, make sure you get sleep or something, if you need.
Baskin does often need reminders to look after Baskin.
Good, yes. Right. Suvi bustles off.
She's very busy.
Well, tea making.
Suvi is good people.
She said yesterday that she's never met anybody she didn't like.
You see him smile at that.
And I think that's a different kind of trust issues that needs to be worked on.
Baskin wishes that Baskin was as trusting.
All right. Okay. Baskin, you're a fisherman. You're a
Greff.
captain. You've sailed the seas more than anybody I've ever met. The ship of the damned
Yes.
is a dangerous thing.
Baskin is very well aware.
When we leave this boat, what are they gonna do?
He looks at the arms and just gestures for you to walk to the back of the boat, whatever that's properly called. I don't know, the back of the boat.
Is he not gonna dismiss the all arms man?
No.
He doesn't have any ears to hear with.
Exactly.
Yeah. Greff follows him.
He says, as far as Baskin's new first mates inform Baskin, they shall continue to rescue wayward souls and to chart the disappearances of the stars. And when the stars are gone and the blissful eclipse is here, this boat will fight with us. What is Greff's concern?
If you had a ship of pirates and you killed the captain, do you think they'd turn into a fisherman's boat? I don't believe them. I think there are many aboard here who believe the old captain's way. And I think some of them might be lying to us or just biding the right time to take the ship back to its old course, to refill their ranks and harm this fishermen of the world. Hunt the boats of the world.
Then what does Greff suggest?
You're the one talking to these guys. If you can point me towards any of them that seem especially fishy, we can take care of them. I may be taking a proactive stance here in keeping this from becoming another one of those ships of the damned, but I don't know. I didn't like the sound of it the first time we came across these. It scared me. I would not feel happy if we exit the maw and we just learned that the boat went back to its ways. That there are more corpses littering the ocean floor because we didn't actually handle the problem.
Baskin will think on this. This is not easy for Baskin.
I understand.
This crew is trusting Baskin, and Baskin has to trust this crew. And having spoken with some of them, it is a comfort to know that something like this exists for some. Can you really blame the crew of fishermen with a pirate for a captain?
No. But how long has the ship of the damned been hunting boats?
Baskin does not. Baskin has always been taught to flee.
I may be being cynical.
Perhaps they are just unknown.
Perhaps. Keep an eye out. I'm sure you'd miss a couple of nights' sleep if you knew that we didn't handle the problem. You have friends that sail the seas.
Baskin appreciates your concern. But Baskin will decide. When Baskin knows.
I trust you to make that judgment call. All right.
I do appreciate your concern for us.
We're lucky that we are surrounded by powerful people. If I had been alone on this boat, I'd be walking these stacks now as a corpse.
You see him smile and shake his head. Greff is powerful.
No.
Baskin is the one surrounded by power. Baskin is just a captain.
You did more than me during that entire encounter with the ship of the damned. The first encounter.
Greff was going to drop the anchor, so with that he kind of jerks his head. He does have a smile on his face.
I mean, I didn't have many good ideas.
He definitely has a chuckle, and again, just Baskin must return to work.
Of course. Good luck with that.
Ivoris is standing by the stairs, but he's giving y'all space. He's not interrupting.
No.
Yeah, just keep an ear out. And yeah, Greff turns around and sees Ivoris
Ivoris has one of those fish in his mouth. He's half eaten it.
Oh, poison immunity, you fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make a... oh, wait, no, mind.
Yeah, poison immunity.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be too far to say that Suvi is applying tea so that y'all can be together if you want.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
I have a bit of shopping I need to do to find that vase for a meal. I think I have a place that I can go, unless someone has a better idea. Do we need anything?
Fresh bread and pork.
Fresh bread and pork.
Well, if we're doing a shopping list, we could use some more tea.
And tea. Okay, I am gonna have to go to the guy that we met before that does the kind of like illegal stuff, the selling of that. So I'm not sure how he's gonna like going shopping for mundane items for me, but I will see. If anyone wants to go with, that's possible. I would need Kaz's help to make us small enough to fit in a box, unless we wanted to use. Well, I can't use the teleportation circle.
I could make someone small enough to fit in a box if Fox is busy. But I think if I left this ship, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't want to go back. So I better just stay on. I think, but I can make you small, Greff, if you want to go somewhere. Or
Sure. I feel bad sending Ivoris alone.
It's probably safe. He seemed to appreciate our calls before. I don't see why that would have changed, so long as he is in a safe place now. Unless someone has better ideas on who to go to for such things.
I have nothing.
Sorry. Can I bring up the elephant in the room? The apple-ith in the room?
There's an elephant? Sorry.
The Ellas are in the room.
Greff brings up a pouch that used to be filled to the brim with gold. And there's a very sad trickle as he puts it on the counter.
What you spent of the gold that I gave you, I still have 600 remaining, and I need a 200 gold vase.
Thank God. I thought I spent all your money, man. I thought I was about to have to tell you we can't afford the vase because we bought a boat.
I gave you 800 gold thinking that wasn't going to be enough for a ship, and then the ship was surprisingly cheap.
We have 85 gold left, man.
Oh.
Do we? I have 610 still written on my sheet.
Yeah, you have your gold.
Kept track. Yeah, but I gave you my gold.
Yeah, you gave me about 1,500 or 2,000 gold at the start, like when we left the initiative, and we're down to 85. I have spent that on...
Okay, but I didn't give you all of my gold. I gave you a significant portion of it. I gave you more than I kept for myself.
Yes,
but then to buy the
it.
ship, you were out. Yeah, so I've known that.
Okay, just I was so afraid we're gonna be there, and then you'd be like, Greff, give me my gold, and Greff, you're like, uh-huh.
No elephants.
No, we should take that cursed cloak, perhaps, to see if there's anything that can be done to either make it useful or just get rid of it. Who cares about it anyways? Might be useful.
It's the black one. Yes.
Quick, I have in my inventory written Cloak of Protection, Deep Blue. Is that from this boat? Is that the blue cloak?
No,
you
it's
bought
a different
that from,
one.
Okay.
From the ship salesman.
Yep, okay, sorry. I just I don't remember buying it, but you guys were talking about a blue magical cloak, and I was like, did I already take that? Fuck.
No, I made the blue one up today.
Okay.
Or I made the color up today.
Okay, yep. Fantastic.
Yeah. V made the cloaks up.
You did also buy 300 gold diamond, which I have, which we probably don't want to get rid of.
Or some shit, right?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm assuming that my 600 that's on my sheet is correct, but
let's run with that. It is.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. You guys are pretty good at striking off when you've actually spent your money.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I pretty firmly believe that it was 800 or more that I had kept, and we weren't using it because we were using Greff's, and Greff used it. He did indeed use all of his, all of our money. So.
I did, dude. I did.
Yep.
Maybe you should take the blue cloak as well and just see what it does. Maybe?
It's worth a shot, I guess.
Can another one of you do that?
Possibly.
Emil?
Identify.
I probably can. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, strike that. Okay, so if I make you into a dog, Greff, again, would that fit in the box?
I believe so.
The dog named
Chihuahua.
Bark? make you into a very small, cute puppy. Yes.
The dog should be fine.
You do have to be a small dog, Greff. I need to fit the two of us into that box, because then you're going to have to not be a dog in front of the man we're buying things from. And then I'm going to have to send us back one at a time in two separate boxes, which I only have 3 spells before I need a rest. So unless I'm going to rest with the salesman man, we need to get this done in 3, so to speak.
Chihuahua puppy. Yes. Very small. Very cute. And I'm spending a spell.
Dope. Yes. Greff becomes a baby chihuahua.
What?
He's adorable.
Long hair or short hair?
Too small. That is way too small.
Short hair.
Oh, okay.
He's tiny.
Well, I mean, they're both tiny. Just one's cuter than the other, in my opinion.
People.
Well, yes, but in my head it was short hair, so now it's short hair. There we go.
Yes, you now have a short-haired chihuahua baby puppy thing called Bark. You can definitely take that with you in your box. To whom are you posting yourselves, Ivoris?
The person that we met in the Capitol that did the under the table stuff and was very hush-hush with us, because we were already wanted at that point when we met him. The person at the underground Carson's that we met in the Capitol.
Is that the one where you went with Tauri?
I don't think Tauri went inside.
We did, because
Tauri
Tauri got the
definitely went inside,
spoon
'cause-
upgrade.
Yeah, it was a lovely little old lady, and it was just before the dragon attacks.
We've met 2 willing to be under the table Carson's. One was at the place that was we bought the ship from, and the other one was in the Capitol. But I think the one that was at the Capitol is because I didn't go see the second one, so I think Ivoris is leaning on the first one.
True.
So,
then that would basically be like the lovely little old lady who was leaving the capital. But it would be feasible that she'd still have stuff with her.
okay.
Yeah.
Was it a lady?
Absolutely.
Was it?
Yeah. It's a little old lady, and she was talking with Tauri.
You're right. Okay.
Chihuahua plus Ivoris in a box. You through the stalking. And you arrive in what looks like a warehouse.
He has to open the box.
Yes.
She has to open the box.
She's opening the box. Yep.
I just wanted to make sure you were clear on that. They could opt to not do that. In which case the box returns to me.
From Ivoris.
And I'm here. So we just fall to the floor.
Money. You find yourselves standing in a warehouse. It's pretty big. You can see that there are like lots of things that have been crated and boxed up. You can see that there's a couple of people wandering around wearing the Carson's uniform. They all look a little bit shifty, and they are not talking in the same polite manner that you should if you're a representative of Sarsens. Sorry, Sarsens, not Carsons. And yeah, you see the kind of older looking lady standing in front of you. She has a shawl on over the top of like the Hawaiian shirts and the cargo shorts. She's like, "Welcome to Sarsens." I don't often get people appear in a box, but all right.
Well, you know who we are and why this might be the case of our, arrival.
I am quite intrigued. Hey, do you still want to be a dog?
Bark.
Looks down at Greff.
Bark.
Probably
Shakes his
not.
head.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see that she kind of like
I think you mean
twists her hand. Yep. You see her like twist her fingers in a kind of like the opposite of what Suvi had done. And yeah, Greff, you are humanoid again.
Great. Nope. You're thinking of somebody else.
You know what? Not gonna ask. She kind of like eyes you up and down like, okay.
Yeah, you helped us in the Capitol before the attack that one time.
Right. You had 2 other lovely companions with you.
Yes.
So, what can Sarsens do for you today?
Well, we have a couple of cloaks here that we need to figure out. One of them's cursed. It's this one. Gestures to it. I don't know what can be done with that, if anything, or if it's just to be avoided, or how bad it is, or what good it could do. But mainly, I need a vase that's worth 200 gold, I think. Something for a spell.
Right.
For souls. I don't know how much more I need to specify. I don't.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow at that. A vase for souls.
I don't want to destroy it. I want to get it to.
No. Most vases and souls, it's a receptacle for souls to get them usually out of places or out of people, depending on what kind of magics you're casting. But they're quite dark magics. Now let me think. Right. Yes, I've got one of those vases back here somewhere. And you see that she like turns around and you can hear clack, clack, clack of her cane as she kind of leans on it quite heavily. And you see her like wave her hand and you hear all these boxes moving around. Then you see her like half leaning into a box, like her legs like hanging off the floor. She reaches in and she pulls out this kind of dark blue vase, which has like these kind of dark blue cracks all over them. It doesn't have a lid. It's probably, maybe a foot. I don't know how big that is. It's about the size of her head. Problem solved. And she kind of like totters over with it, like under one arm, and she kind of like hands that over to you, takes the cloaks out of your possession, puts it to one side.
Great.
She says,
"What a
puts
great
her hands on top of
to spend the afterlife."
It doesn't quite work like that. Souls go in, souls leave. It's so it doesn't. How do I phrase this? It's so it doesn't get drawn straight into the abyss. It's so it has a place to draw it to.
That sounds about what we need here.
And then you can either toodle enough to the Starkin or to Cicero Bellum, whatever it is that takes your fancy.
Good. Great. And what about the cloaks?
Right, the cloaks. She bustles over and she picks up the blue cloak. It's quite a short cloak. It's not particularly long. It definitely wouldn't serve to keep you warm. She kind of turns it over and she puts her hands on it and she kind of looks it up and down and you can see her eyes turn multiple colours. And she says, "Oh, I haven't seen one of these in a while. This is one of them cloaks that gets you from one place to another, like very quickly." Either of you traditional magic users at all?
Define traditional.
Any sort of formal studies? Either of you done any sort of teleportation magics, anything like that? I mean, obviously you have, and she just as you, Ivoris.
I'm learning a different one currently, but it has to do with runes. This doesn't seem like that.
Nope. So once every day or so, I probably gather, you'll be able to teleport from one place to another. They're about 300 feet. Can take a friend along with you, but it can't be any bigger than you.
About 300 feet.
Right.
That sounds quite useful for small people to get out of the way of harm.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd happily exchange it for the verse that you're holding.
We'll consider that. What about the not so good one? How not so good is it exactly?
And you see her like crack her knuckles. She puts her walking stick to one side, leans it against a crate. She picks up the cloak, turns it over in her hands. She doesn't seem to have any problems touching it. Turns it around a few times. Where exactly did you get this from?
Oof.
You know what? I don't want to know because I think I've probably already figured this out. You should probably return this back to where you found it. And she hands it back over.
Okay, it's that bad, eh?
Not really. It goes with the ship you found it on.
Oh, wait, is it not supposed to leave? Did we mess up the ship by bringing it here?
Honestly, I don't know. But this belongs to the captain of that ship.
Oh, well, that's going to be a past tense belonged. They'll probably find a new one. Or it's Baskin's, very cursed.
Whoever's captain of that boat, that cloaks belong to them, and I would not put it on if you were not the captain.
What does it do
Yeah,
for the current
say
captain?
you are the
Because we
captain.
know him and like him.
Yeah, I don't want anything to happen.
Well, it helps him to improve some of his undead qualities. shall we say.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, he's not dead. He's very much undead in the not dead sense.
So the captain of the Ship of the Damned is not dead
Currently?
in any way, shape, or form.
How do you think we got this?
Currently, no, but we're just kind of like using it to get to A to B, and then they're probably going to be back at their own thing.
Right. I wouldn't advise letting your very much alive friend wear that cloak.
Okay, great. Great to know. We could have made that mistake. That would have not been good. I've made that mistake before. That's why I need the vase.
I will.
Oh, we need a bigger vase for this one.
You see that she has a good old chuckle at that? Okay, right. Don't let your friends wear this, and do not let him get anywhere near it, is how I would advise this. Otherwise, he might not be leaving that ship. But if he does decide he wants to take over captaincy of that ship, that's very much for him.
It won't be.
Well, we'll see.
No, we won't.
This cloak, and she points at the blue one, for that virus.
We need one more thing. And what if Greff can think of anything? We need some supplies, pretty mundane items. I think you mentioned pork, tea, and what else? I can't remember.
Do I look like a groceries?
You know who we are, and why we can't go and get it
leave?
ourselves, right?
So you want bread and pork and tea?
Yes. Surely you have some
How
in the
much?
back.
Well, yeah, it's my lunch.
Yeah, do you know how long it's been since I had bread, pork? I had tea this morning, and I'm probably going to have to drink.
Do you know how much I care?
Okay, how about this?
All right, fine. I don't want to hear any more about it. Let me just go get it for you.
Oh.
And she kind of like tooters off to the back.
While you're back there, this armor has kind of ran its course.
She comes back like she has a basket, and there's obviously there's a couple of loaves of bread in there, clearly some sandwiches, a little bit of salted pork, and like you can see that there's like a couple of pouches of bags in there. This is clearly more than her lunch, but like she's not gonna ask any questions if you don't.
You're very cool.
All right. What do you mean your armor's doing its job? Are you looking to get it replaced with a magical one?
I would like a lighter one, and if you have a magical version, that would be magically enhanced version. That would be swell.
What are you actually wearing right now, Greff?
Greff is wearing scale mail, which gives him a disadvantage on stealth rolls. And I can get the same AC from a studded leather because my dexterity has reached 18, which would not give me disadvantage as dexterity save. At stealth. So I'm looking for...
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
I could probably find you something in the studded variety. It is bright purple, though.
Greff looks at the genuinely, brown and rusted hunk of garbage that he's wearing, and he's just like, doesn't that feel like a bit of a big leap in style?
Well, you don't have to wear it if you don't want to. She has a big shit-eating grin on her face.
What's its properties?
Made of the finest leather, the most wonderful studs, and it's purple. I mean, it is also slightly magically enhanced as well.
Can I see it at least?
Oh, of course, I wouldn't want. No smart buyer doesn't look at what they see before they buy it. And she kind of like toodles off around the back, and like you hear a crate being opened, and like she slings it over her shoulder, and she comes back. Yeah, it's just a dark. It's not bright. It is a dark purple studded leather set with a +1.
It'll be really dashing with your dark blue cloak, Greff. Suvi's not there, so she's not saying that. I'm saying
this
that.
is your punishment for making us go shopping.
I didn't make us go shopping. That's Neil. That's you and Neil. What is this bullshit?
It could have been orange, Aethor. Dayglow orange.
And it also velour.
Dayglow orange velour.
And it comes with required like 6-inch platforms.
Don't you dare.
Studded.
Greff is like...
For extra kicking power.
Yeah.
Greff is just kind of like turning it over again and again. Just like, how much is it?
That would set you back about 400 gold, I think.
400 gold. Shit.
Unless you'd like to negotiate.
Would you like the most cursed cloak in the universe? You could give it to your enemies.
No, you better take... No, you are taking that straight back to the ship you found it on.
Why are you so set on it coming back to the ship? Why do you think it's...
Because I don't bloody want it.
You can give it to your enemies. Oh. I actually might have something...
Oh, no.
So, you like dealing in, like, slightly illegal things, right?
She nods. It's been known.
I have a thing that I think to the right person would be very valuable. And he's going to bring up the small black sword-like pin that belonged to the initiative person. Not the UNT. I'm not giving them the Blissful Eclipse Onyx pin. It's the...
Right.
It's the...
Yeah.
How valuable would that be, though?
We don't know what the fuck that is. Greff is running around with a fucking nuke in his pants and he doesn't know it.
Well, that's something we might want to figure out now.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Shit out. Yeah. So, if I remember correctly, the phrasing you used, it's like an FBI badge.
Yeah.
So, I think to the right person, this would be quite valuable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think I found the right person.
You 100% did.
See, I've been waiting.
I'd be willing to trade. I'd be willing to knock 300 off the price of your armor for that.
Not bad. Do I have a badge, a cool badge from when I was in service?
No, not that one.
Okay.
We had like lower level badges, I think. We had something that signaled us.
Name tags.
Yeah, basically.
Advanced name tags, yeah.
Like, when she says 300, Greff looks at her just like, no, come on. Like, it's purple. Stop it.
I'd wear it. It's very fashionable.
Why aren't you wearing it?
Because I don't bloody need it.
Mm-hmm. True, likely story. No, you get the... How about this? You get 200 gold. We keep the cloak and the armor. And you get the pin and 200 gold.
I'll agree to that, but you still got to pay for your VARs.
No. You're fucking insane. That I just...
How much is the vase? 200?
Wait, what's...
250.
What do you think I was offering? Did I just offer to pay 100 extra?
Okay, how can a 200 gold vase cost 250?
Inflation.
I mean,
Both of those answers are correct.
It's not a legal vase.
It's
not legal.
Sorry, what Greff was trying to say was, you get the pin and 200 gold, we get the armor and the vase.
I thought you wanted the cloak.
Yeah,
you mentioned cloak.
We're keeping the cloak. We're not trading the cloak.
Right, okay, sorry, yes. The pin and 200 gold. I'll tell you what. I'll take the pin. I'll take 250 gold, and you can walk away with your vase, and you can walk away with your purple armor.
250? I have to get back to my fucking loan shark friend. He has like 700 of my gold. Greff looks at Ivoris like,
yeah, that's fine with me. I give him 250 gold.
She happily accepts your money.
I give her. I keep thinking this is Carson.
I'm not Carson of Carsons. I'm some old lady of Sursons. I don't think we ever gave her a name. Christ. We probably did. I'm not looking it up. Yeah, she takes the money. She hands over the thing. She says, "No, are you leaving your other study either behind or?"
Are you talking about my thing? The
right, yeah, the one that you're currently wearing.
Scale armor, I think it's called.
Right, sorry, I apologise. Your scale armor, are you leaving it behind?
Why, are you interested in it?
Could be worth a few extra loaves of bread and some meat for you.
You got yourself a goddamn deal. Go steal somebody else's lunch.
Yeah, she toodles off in the back as you spend however long it is to take your scale armor off. Yeah, she comes back with like a couple of like a really big hamper that she's like kind of pulling that has like a bunch of like salted meats and like breads and like even like a little bottle of mead in there. Yeah. And a nice selection of teas for Suvi.
Aww.
Yeah, she pushes the basket over to you.
So are we in the capital right now?
Oh, God, no. I had to flee that. I could see there were a couple of dragons on their way, so I fled that. No, we're very much outside the capital.
Okay. Not going to ask where. I was just curious as to how the capital was doing. Probably mixed at this point.
Yeah, it's recovering, so far as I understand, but it's not done great.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Anything we should watch out for that you know, being that you know a little bit about us? Wink.
She looks a little... She tries to play like she doesn't know what you're talking about, but she obviously does. And she says, not right now. Not right now.
Okay. Worth checking on, in any sense, for us.
We didn't see you and you didn't see us. But we definitely didn't see you.
Right.
We definitely didn't see you about a couple of days north of capital. Definitely didn't see you there.
It would be a crying shame if the initiative thought we were somewhere just slightly north of the capital.
Right, that would be a terrible shame, wouldn't it? She has like a half a smile on her face.
Well, good luck to you, and thank you for working with us.
You're most welcome. Someone's got to look after Kino, right?
I guess.
She, again, like, looks at Greff like, I have no idea what to say about him. So she's going to let it go.
Yeah, Greff, getting this box.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right, and off you go.
All right, then, I didn't see you. And she turns around and walks away. Yeah, you can get yourself posted back to your ship to either one of your crewmates.
Yep, takes 2 boxes and the rest of my spells.
Yeah, understood. All right.
Suvi receives you and exclaims delightedly over the purple armor. And the food and tea.
By the way, Greff's going to play it off that he wanted it now, because that's what he's going to go for. So it's like, right, saw it, knew I had to have it.
It's so nice, Greff.
Thank you.
Very lovely.
we could do with having somebody this positive around all the time.
Well, that's what you got.
Okay. With that, we are going to jump over to the evening where we shall deal with Vox and with Ivoris and Emil.
I return the cursed cloak to the closet where it should stay.
Good plan.
And with a little note on it that says, don't touch.
Baskin? No.
No. Don't.
Bad kitty.
Don't.
Okay. Vox, Kaz, you are summoning Emil?
Yeah, assuming Ivoris is good and ready, then yeah, steps out onto the deck. You good? Ivoris?
Yeah, let me just wait 1 second. And Ivoris reaches out to his ring person.
Yeah.
Hey, this is good, right? For you?
Yes. This is good.
Okay.
It's not exactly how I wanted to not be in the ring. But
I'm not sure how else.
Lifed.
I don't know how to do that. If you're asking what I think
I already lifed. I have no excuse.
You could stay in the ring longer.
Reason.
If you'd like. And I mean, I can't promise that we won't really fuck this up and, you know, what happens when that happens. But if you'd like to give it more time.
If Ivoris is to die, I would go and you would be cursed as I am. So no, I wish to go.
Okay. Well,
good luck.
Yeah, you as well. Do you have a way through the stocking to wherever it is that you want to go?
I haven't met my spectre.
Right.
I believe to meet I will.
But you do think that the auntie get specters and all of that? We kind of ruined ourselves with all the magic and whatnot. You think that they are looking out for us in the same that they would look out for anyone? You think you trust them to take you where you would like to go and not where they want to do with you?
I have faith.
Okay. Well, good luck to you, and I'll check back if I can come across Trevor at any point or something again.
When meet Trevor, we'll be happy to speak with you.
Glad to help then. Good luck. And Ivoris gives a nod to Kaz.
Where are Suvi and Greff at this moment?
I think Suvi is this happening on deck or is it in the captain's on deck?
I think Vox, you said it was in the deck, right?
Yeah. She's in a corner with her little whittling knife doing something.
Yep.
Greff is sitting somewhere on like a ladder or something, watching the crew, like trying to like suss out the evil ones. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god,
the fishy ones.
The fishy ones.
Fishy ones.
I smell
name for this episode
in the
air. Yeah, Fox, you are able to go when you're ready.
Okay. Pulls out the coin, has no fucking clue what they're doing, just Emil?
There isn't a response for like 20, 30 seconds. And then you all feel that as air is expelled as he appears kind of next to you. He almost stumbles as he appears on a now moving ship, which he had not done before, and doesn't have the grace of Daisy to help even that out. He kind of stands there after getting his bearings, and he looks at you with a smile.
Hi.
Pleasure to see you again. Have you had time to consider?
I have. I don't know if you want to take care of gestures over at Ivoris before we
looks.
He's far enough back that he can't hear you.
I'll deal with that first. Shouldn't take more than a minute.
Okay.
He walks over to you, Ivoris, and he puts a hand out.
I assume you managed to get something suitable from the ship?
Well, yeah, I can get places almost to teleport, but kind of a workaround. I found something that I hope works. Hands over the vase.
He picks it up, he turns it over in his hands. You see his fingers run along the kind of dark blue cracks that are on there, and he places it on the ground. He says,
Yes, this should suffice as a vessel. Please, sit opposite me.
And he sits down. As he does, you can see this kind of really dark green rune begin to appear using the vase as the very center of it. There's a lot of different symbols that you don't recognize, and you all get a very strong chill in the air. Even though it's winter, you just feel that whoosh in his general direction.
Okay, place the affected hand with the cursed ring over the vase.
Ivoris does. He's kind of nervous. It's kind of visible in his hand.
Emil puts his hand so it rests just over yours. So you can feel the warmth of his hand, even though his hand isn't touching you. And you see that there is a spark in his fingertips, and he places it on the vase. The rune underneath him glows incredibly bright, and you all begin to see that in this brightness that there is a movement, a shifting of different colors and different shades of green. And then with a very low mutterance in a language I don't think any of you would understand. None of you have a weird ability to understand anything spoken, right?
No, unless it's abyssal.
It's not abyssal.
Okay, then I'm good.
He speaks very low, like a drone, in a very in a language that none of you would understand. And you can all feel the hairs go up on the back of your neck, or your scales tingle if you have those. And there is a sudden spark from his fingertips into the vase and from his hand onto the ring. And it just like shocks you very badly. Maybe 1 point of damage, but nothing really to consider. It's no big deal. And you see the ring almost look like it shatters and falls into the vase itself. And you see this kind of bluish mist, a form inside the vase itself, and then floats upwards and joins the kind of greenish light that the rune is. And then everything fades down, and the ring is still on your hand, but no longer cursed.
Okay. So, is he in the vase, or is... What now?
Provided everything went well, as it did, he should be in the stalking.
Good.
Apologies for the magical shock. Sometimes the more interesting magics have a curious reaction with certain types of metal.
Better than cutting my finger off.
That would not have worked.
Well, not for him, but it would have...
The ring is uncursed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It looks like he wants to say something. He clearly bites his lip and then stands up. Kind of, there's definitely the old man creak and bow to his shoulders. And he then returns over to Kaz.
Hi.
Well, one thing dealt with. On to the next. Kaz?
I think he just, without really saying anything, just kind of pulls out the flower. and just kind of holds it in front of him, showing it to Emil.
He reaches out and takes it, and he kind of like turns it over in his hands. And you see he pulls out he separates his hands, and he makes kind of like an illusionary duplicate that's about half the size, and then he halves it again, so it's about roughly the size of his own onyx pendant. Turns it over a few times, the illusion, and he says,
I think it will probably work exceptionally well. Do you feel a true connection to this item?
It makes sense to me. It has connections to both in different ways, and I think it would work. They do too.
That's good. That's good.
You see his eyes turn bright purple as he's looking at the illusion. And it takes probably 12 seconds, something like that. And then the illusion disappears and the bright purple from his eyes go. And he looks at you and he says,
They will have made this for you. I will either give it to you myself, or one of the 7 will. Or I will ask Daisy to give it to you.
What then?
After that, there will be a ritual, a rather short one in contrast to mine. Maybe a day to complete with a potion to consume, and if we are able to manage it, we will connect you to the rest of us. We have communication between us.
I'm going to have so many voices in my head. Oh, God.
You can turn them off and ignore whenever you wish.
Okay.
I do it frequently. There are changes that will slowly occur to your magic and your connection. Nothing scary.
and he kind of has like a very heavy intonation on the word form, as if he knows. And he says,
There will be things that occur to your form that will make it stronger, more resistant, things mere mortals can't handle.
Oh. Okay.
It's not inexhaustible, though. There is a limit, and you must rest after using it. Once you are up to speed, then I will arrange for you to meet the others, to ask questions and get answers, myself included. But ultimately, if you decide not to do this, we ask that you say nothing. As for your companions...
And he points at, like, the three of them.
If you wish to speak with them about it, that's fine. But it can go no further. Most of us, well, we don't have anyone to share it with. I would put them in danger, even if we did.
Okay.
If you need anything, use the coin to call me. You'll need to wait until sunup for it to charge. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
No, I mean, I wasn't expecting to get help to begin with, so thank you.
The path we take is a little lonely, and we need to be there for each other.
Well, for the longest time I was alone, so not that big of a difference.
You had two deities. You were never alone.
They can't exactly give me a hug. It's a big difference.
He raises, like, a finger. He says,
I will not be giving you a hug.
No, I don't.
I'm sure your companions will.
I didn't mean. I mean, you seem like a nice person and everything, but we just met. Like,
good. I rarely give hugs. It's unpleasant.
But you do give them.
It is a little unpleasant for us both. I am cold to many people's touch, and other people burn me. It is difficult.
Got it. Okay.
right. Looks over up at Ivoris.
You wouldn't happen to need this vase, would you, for anything? I mean, I have questionable magic, but nothing along the lines of this. So, I have no use for it.
I would appreciate it. Yes.
Sure, it's the least I could do is a thank you.
He, like, walks over and he takes the vase from you. And for the briefest moment as he smiles looking at it, you see, like, his face become really gaunt like a skull. But maybe it was an illusion. Maybe you didn't really see that at all. And he takes the vase and he just holds it one-handed as he looks back at the rest of the group.
Are the rest of you okay?
Yes. Okay. Hello. Thank you for whatever you did for my friends.
A pleasure to meet you again, Suvi.
And you. Nice to meet you.
Suvi waves
Toodaloo.
enthusiastically.
Good luck. Thanks for the help.
With that, he disappears from view. Hey everyone, it's V here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Kino 34. So much freaking happened in this episode. There's so much more meal than I remembered happening. There was so much more shopping than I ever want to remember happening. Ring buddy stuff. Kaz has realised, it's just so good. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening. I want to say thank you to Jay for all the Emil lines, which I sent him and he did very quickly, and there were so many of them. Jay, you're a hero. Thank you. Also, apologies for Karin's mic. We're not entirely sure what happened there, but it should be better next episode. These things sometimes happen when we've got multiple mics going, so oopsie doodle. I think that's pretty much it. Bye.